Hello, hello, and welcome back to Shelf Talks, the podcast where we dive deep into the journeys of female founders bringing their product based businesses to retail shelves. Today will be a solo episode. This episode is going to be all about the 5 things I'm loving right now that founders are doing to drive traffic and, most importantly, sales. The retail landscape has changed over the course of the last couple of decades, and of course, post COVID. There's lots of things that founders are doing, that brands are doing, that are really igniting consumers to think about a new brand to add to their regimen, go out and shop and explore, and of course, most importantly, buy. There's also a very competitive nature at this point. Previously, when it came to products being in a retail store, that was really the only place that consumers could go and shop the brands. But now there's so much competition when it comes to other retailers, when it comes to Amazon, and when it comes to a brand's own D2C channel. Direct to consumer is what that stands for, which means their own website. So in order to really activate and drive impactful sales into a retail channel, there has to be things that you're doing that are exclusively supporting that specific retailer. So I'm going to just run through the 5 things that I'm loving right now that I'm seeing that brands and founders are doing to really execute and drive traffic and awareness of brands into retail. Number one is shouting out the retailers that they're in on their social platforms. This doesn't need to be every single post says, go out and shop at X retailer, right? Like may actually get you less followers. But what it does mean is that throughout your post cadence, throughout your social planning, there needs to be moments in which you're reminding the consumer where they can shop your brand. And that doesn't show up the same everywhere. You can actually curate it in the way that makes more sense and feels more natural to your brand. Some people will go to the retail store that they're actually in, and they'll do still shots of their product on shelf, or they will take a picture of their product with themselves in front of the store, right? An easy connection that your product is in that retail store. Some founders, like I've seen the founder of Chill Tips, she's really great about going and doing videos in the store or interviews, just really utilizing the store as the background for a lot of her content. So it's just an easy reminder of where you can buy Chill Tips. And of course, for those of you that have that influencer community, making sure that not only they're building your brand awareness, but they're utilizing time to actually tell consumers again where to shop. So that is definitely number one of what I'm loving right now. What I think every brand that's in a retail store needs to do is really just think about ways that feel natural to them and their community and how they accept information to talk about what retailers you're in. And it can't just be from the initial launch. We've talked about this before. You need to make sure that you're continuously telling people about not only your product, but of course, where to buy. Because of course, it takes people many, many times for it to click in their brain or in their mindset. Number 2, I'm really loving right now founders attending retail shows. So not just like the natural trade shows that we hear about, but actual retail shows. Like we know if anybody's on social media, we saw a lot of brands that just came from Ulta World, right? That's a great opportunity to get in front of the retail buyers, the people that are selling their products on the retail floor, and really being able to educate so that they can go back and 1, be excited about the brand, 2, be able to sell it to consumers in an impactful way, and really understand what's on the shelf. We had Billy Asmus, the founder of Repaint Tray, on the show. And she talked about going to the Ace Hardware trade show. And that was pivotal for her in growing her brand because she was able to get face to face with the franchisees of Ace Hardware. And she was able to not only get into Ace in the States, but also start to scale globally into those Ace stores that are outside of the US market. So I'm loving that. I'm loving having the opportunity for brands to get in front of consumers, buyers, decision makers, and people that are actually in the store selling their product and being able to talk about the brand and get that messaging and awareness out there so that they feel more confident in talking about the brand, selling the brand, and for the retail buyers continuing to be excited that your brand is in their stores. Number 3, I'm loving and will always love exclusive. And when I say exclusive, I mean having a specific flavor extension line that is only in a specific retailer. What does that do? That allows for consumers to only shop that product at that specific retailer. And retailers love that. It's so much, again, competition out here. When you have a brand, especially that's in multiple retail stores, you have to think about ways that are going to drive consumers to go to one of the three choices that they have from a retail landscape perspective. And one of the most impactful ways you can do that is creating a SKU that is only shoppable in that specific retail store. And it doesn't have to be forever. You can have an exclusive that only lasts for a limited period of time. The goal is that it allows for retailers to market that product to say only at X retailer, and also allows for you to push consumers directly to those retail stores to continue to build the momentum and sales within your brand within the store. And it also just makes the store feel special. There's many founders on the show that have talked about having some exclusives in retail and even utilizing it upon launch to really drive traffic into stores. One that comes to mind is Brianna Arps. She is the founder of Mudo Perfume, and she talked about how she created like a travel bag that was exclusively sold at Urban Outfitters. So when she launched at Urban, that was the only place you could get that exclusive bag. And it was like a really fun neon color that consumers really wanted. So what did that do? That drove consumers to go there to shop. Also, Aliette Buttleman, she's the co-founder of Physique. She was on an episode last year. And she talked about having exclusive lineups at some of her retailers that were different and unique from other retail channels. Now, exclusive can mean different things to different retailers. Some retailers, an exclusive means a new flavor, different color, a line extension that no one else has. For others, like when you think about more big box, it may be a size that's different from everyone else. So you really as well want to understand, what does exclusive mean to your retailer and what is important for them when it comes to exclusivity. Number 4, I am loving unexpected brand collabs. I feel like this has been a consistent trend for a minute now. And I love these brands that you have no idea how they even came together, but it sounds so cool and unique that you want to go out and buy. We had Jing Gao, founder of Fly by Jing, on the episode just a couple months ago, and she did a collab with the founder of Fishwife. And that is an exclusive collab, so it's like pairing my number 3 with my number 4, that is only sold at Whole Foods. And they did it kind of like as an LTO, as a limited time only SKU, and it turned out to be one of the best performing SKUs, and now they have it in line. So think about collabing with one of your founder friends, especially if you're both in the same retail store. That's such a unique pitch that you can give them, and giving them something different than everyone else has, as well as coupling 2 of the brands that are already on shelf. And then number 4, I'm really loving founders showing up in stores, whether they're talking to associates in the store, showcasing and showing where their product is on shelf, asking customers questions right in the aisle. I think that's so fun. And I think it's also just a great way to connect to consumers and show them where your product is without just being super direct, and doing it in a very natural way and fun, because it makes you want to watch those videos. I think that also just really solidifies the fact that, you as a founder are really dedicated and committed to the partnership that you have with the retailers. It's so much more meaningful than having an influencer doing that same exact action. You're taking the time to connect with consumers, and especially when you're the face of the brand, it just allows for consumers to trust where they can shop to buy your product. So those are the 5 things that I am really loving right now. These are really concrete, actionable steps that you need to take as you're building and growing your brand in retail stores. Send me a message and let me know what you're loving right now that founders are doing to really drive awareness and sales into retail. And of course, if you love this episode, make sure that you're following so that you are up to date on all of the new episodes from Shelf Talk Podcast, and I'll see you next time.